Are you recording?
And this is the 22nd episode of the... It's not recording. Oh, wait, is it? Oh, it is. Welcome to the 22nd episode.
Hear myself.
What?
I said I could hear myself smacking my lips while you were talking.
Oh, were you eating into the mic?
No, not on purpose. I was
Oh.
like sort of looking away, and I could hear. And you were going.
Okay, welcome to the 22nd
Empty Heads
Empty Heads podcast with Ayman and Garrett.
And flare it, yeah.
What's up?
Nothing much, man. You know, just the same old, baby.
Well,
Some
the last time we recorded was before the election. And
now we're post-election.
And now we're post-election. Everyone knows how that turns out.
Donald Trump, second term.
Woo! No. More like Donald Dump.
Now, we don't like to get political on the show.
No, we
but
Joe
Joe Biden did win the election. And you know what? That statement in itself is political these days.
Yeah.
Somehow
that
winning an election legitimately.
the objective truth is political now.
But that's all besides the point. That's big news. That's news that we don't really like to cover.
Also,
It's just something that happened, you know.
It's over, you know.
It's over.
America.
It's whatever.
In
other news,
there's been 2 episodes of The Mandalorian.
did we cover episode 2 or
No.
no?
Episode 2 came out election week, and then episode 3 came out
You're right.
a few days ago.
So episode 3, a lot of Clone Wars callbacks, a lot of Rebels callbacks. Great episode.
Yeah, episode 3 was
Fantastic.
killer. Episode 2 was also really good.
The only thing about it though is like 35 minutes.
Yeah, it was a short episode.
It's like I keep seeing the meme on prequel memes where it's like we should be going up, not down, or whatever.
Yeah, longer episodes, because they've been getting shorter, which I mean makes sense, COVID and all that. But okay, so we'll start with episode 2. He has to take Frog Lady to Water Moon, and then he's intercepted by these X-Wings, and then he crashes, and there's big spiders.
Yeah, I mean that's basically the episode.
But I really like how they did it. You know how Baby Yoda, no, the child.
Yeah, don't call it Baby Yoda, right?
Yeah, we're gonna get sued. Well, first of all, he keeps trying to just eat the Frog Lady's eggs.
Uncool. He's a monster.
Apparently, a bunch of people on the internet got really mad at Disney for that. They were like, "What the hell, Jon Favreau? What? Just eating children?" It's like, no, those are unfertilized eggs. It's like how we eat chicken eggs. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
But of course, people are stupid.
I thought it was funny.
Yeah, it was funny. A little baby eating another fucking things. They're all aliens. It's all fake. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And then he goes and he digs his mitts into a spider egg and he's munching on the spider. Yeah. And then that's how that was really good. And then I like how, he's about to fly away and it's the music's ramping up and then the big spider. This is all spoilers. I guess I'll put in a thing. And the big spider crashes on top of the thing.
It's all spoilers, but if you're not watching, then what are you doing?
Yeah.
It's still like semi-quarantine. Like I'm sure you're seeing your friends, viewers, but what do you do when you're home? How are you not watching The Mandalorian?
You might as well be watching The Mandalorian. Yeah, and then what else? What else happened? Oh, okay. I really like the small details that are showing up.
They're world building, which I really appreciate.
Like,
and I'm glad that episode 2. I was like, this is strange. I'm surprised they're not going with like a through line plot thing, even though they are. It's sort of like a background thing, but they sort of like affirm their stance on what the show is, which is like an adventure show.
Yeah,
it's like almost adventure of the week, but there's still like the through line plot sort of looming in the background. They return to it in episode 3, but they're like weaving in and out of it, doing world building. I really appreciate that.
Side quests that tie into the main quest.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's excellent. Like the X-Wing police guys, and they're like, "Hey, Razor Crest, where's your identification?"
One of them is Dave Filoni.
Yeah. But that was about it for episode 2. Just more of like a side quest thriller. It was good.
Yeah.
I
And then
enjoyed it.
episode 3, which I love, more so because they managed to do so much in such a concise amount of time, on top of continuously world building within like the own Mandalorian thing.
Yeah.
So spoilers, he meets other Mandalorians. I mean, it's all over the internet.
He meets Bo-Katan.
No, Bo-Katan.
Bo-Katan, yeah, not
Yeah,
Bo-Katan.
you're thinking of Ahsoka Tano.
Yeah, Ahsoka Tano, which he's gonna meet her. Here's the thing. I didn't get to Bo-Katan and the other Mandalorians in Clone Wars or Rebels.
Clone Wars? Some of the best stuff in the
Yeah,
entire
that's
show.
the thing. It is really good, and I have to watch it. I always say that. But she's played by the same person who voices her in the clone. That's really
it's
awesome how she did that. I forgot her name.
Katie Sackhoff.
Yeah. And then, so, you know, they're a part of, like... Well, I know the general Mandalorian thing where it's, like, the Darksaber or the Black... Yeah, the Darksaber is, like...
They're trying to, like, reconquer Mandalorian.
Yeah, and it's, like, whoever has it is, like, the king,
leader, basically, yeah.
of the Mandalore, and she had it.
It's a symbol of
she
power.
lost
Yeah.
it, and she's trying to get it back. It was a good episode for, like, establishing, like, okay... Here is a different version of Mandalorians than
when they take off their helmets,
Yeah.
he's like, "What are you guys doing?"
He's like, "What the fuck, dude?"
And then they mention like these little things like in the dialogue where it's like, "Oh, he's a child of the Watch," which I know you're unfamiliar because you haven't gotten to it yet, but in the Clone Wars, there's the Mandalorian sort of uber religious sect called Death Watch.
Yeah, I know that. I watched some videos on YouTube, and they adopt kids and they kind of take care of them.
And that's
or whatever.
basically what the Mandalorian is a part of, just the sort of remnants of that, because the main leader of that gets killed by Darth Maul. Clone Wars, it's a whole thing. But like they had like so Katie Sackhoff's character and the leader of that guy had their differences and split off, and he's more of a religious zealot. She's just trying to like restore Mandalore.
She just
it's
wants
a whole
to be
thing.
Queen of Mandalore or whatever.
Yeah,
because isn't she like it's her bloodline, right? She's like
so her cousin is the Duchess in the Clone Wars,
right? Yeah, and then she dies, so then she becomes the heiress.
Yeah.
Oh, that's why it's called the heiress.
Yeah. So it's all a great thing establishing like where Din Djarin comes from, where she comes from, why there's differences, why people were like, wait, but if in the Clone Wars they were removing the helmets, then what's going on with this guy? And it's like, well, here's what it is. So, it's good.
It is good, yeah. Sorry, there was just a notification on my Mac saying that some dumb shit. But yeah, no, I like the world building, the establishing of the Mandalorian like things. I don't know, the religions and the different power dynamics and who does what.
Yeah.
It's good. They're doing a good job. Baby Yoda, it's cute.
I like how they were like subtly like, yeah, the Mandalorian is badass, but these guys are like way more experienced. Like they were just like totally mowing down those fucking stormtroopers, and he was like kind of a step behind, but he's a badass. But like, you can clearly tell that these people have been at it for longer.
But he works better alone.
That too. Well, that's not completely true, but
in season 1, he's been in. Oh, sorry, I keep hiccuping. He's been in like sort of tough, similar situations, but he's kind of figured it out alone. But yeah, I like the direction they're going with. I also like how, the child isn't just whipping out the Force. You know what I mean? Like
he hasn't done it once.
He only did it once in the first season, or twice if you count the healing, and he hasn't done it at all in the new season. But yeah, I wonder where it's going from here. What Ahsoka's gonna? What is Ahsoka just gonna be like? Oh, it's Yoda, but a baby. She's gonna know.
That's probably what she's gonna say.
Yeah, she knows Yoda, and then finally it's gonna be established in canon as Baby Yoda, and then
I have a feeling he's gonna get to Corvus, and she's not gonna be there, and he's gonna have to like follow her trail.
Yeah, it's gonna be
because it's not gonna be like, oh, we're gonna meet Ahsoka. Like they're probably gonna build up towards it.
What about Boba Fett? Is he gonna go back to Tatooine, or did Boba Fett leave?
He's
Tatooine?
probably going back to Tatooine just because it's like you're clearly after the first episode, it's like, oh, Timothy Olyphant's gonna come back into this. Like, you already know it.
He's gonna come back, and of course, Boba Fett's gonna come back, and it's all gonna tie in. And there's gonna be a big fight, and the Sarlacc.
Yeah,
I think it's gonna end punch each other with Boba Fett falling back into the Sarlacc pit.
I hate that.
That's what happens in the comics in the original extended universe, and I want it to happen again. Just because it's like, oh, Boba Fett, this badass character, and then he just falls back into the Sarlacc pit like a little bitch. Wouldn't that be good?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Like we were talking about it the last time, but I'm not sure whether or not they're gonna go with like bad guy route or good guy route, because like his morals are obviously clearly very different from that of like,
because he's just a bounty hunter. Like
he's more bounty hunter than the Mandalorian is. Even though the Mandalorian is technically a bounty hunter, he's like got morals. Mm-hmm. But like they established in the original trilogy that he'll do like and extended universe that he's in it for money and not anything else.
Boba. And they're not even fucking Mandalorians technically.
Technically, but like they mentioned in the Clone Wars, but I still don't know if that's true. Because it like I don't know. Like, you could, like, they say it like, oh, they're not real Mandalorians. They're just thugs who stole that armor. But it could be like, they're saying that because they don't want people to know.
To associate Mandalorian. That's true.
The same way they don't associate themselves with the Death Watch in those Clone Wars seasons.
Right. That's okay. I guess that makes sense. But yeah, the world building has definitely become pretty awesome. They're basically... I like how they're still using original aliens, but also introducing newer ones, like the frog people and the giant ant.
Oh, the giant ant
that she was playing, that the mechanic was playing sabacc with. But then they also have like, the Mon Calamari and the Quarren, both fish species,
a fish planet,
living on a water planet, and they're always duking it out apparently. Mm-hmm. And the Quarren are always, like, the bad guys because they sided with, like, the Sith and the Empire or whatever. But, yeah, good stuff.
I love that, like, 2 times in the episode, there's, like, the threat of, like, something jumping onto Baby Yoda's face. Mm-hmm.
That was weird. Yeah, he was funny, eating the chowder, and then the thing jumped on his face, and he's like, don't play with your food. Like, what?
I love how we got the view of all the eyes. You just see Baby Yoda's face. He's like, oh.
Yeah, that was good. And then in the ship, the like whatever squid thing, and then you can see it. He just slurps it up. I love how he just is eating things whole.
Yeah, it's awesome.
And he's always constantly hungry.
I love that we get to see how like Moff Gideon is basically like de facto leader of the Empire, or at least the sect of the Empire that those guys were associated with.
Right, yeah.
Because I think they're going... Well, they already, like, they established in the sequel trilogy that the First Order is, like, an Imperial remnant and that there was multiple sort of factions.
I mean, in Rebels, which was originally Legends, but became what Rebels is what's his name? Grand Admiral Thrawn. He's now in canon, as a different sect in a different part of the galaxy.
Yeah.
In the Outer Rim or whatever the fuck. And speaking of, I just finished the first book of the Thrawn trilogy.
How was that?
Heir to Them. It was pretty good. I'm gonna start the second one soon.
It's nice.
But yeah, lots of Star Wars stuff being.
I'm just glad the Mandalorian is good.
Yeah, I like it a lot. It's a great show. Those of you.
Favreau and Filoni clearly should be running Star Wars. Like, yeah. I think Disney is probably, like, Bob Iger is probably going to be like, all right.
Yeah, just do the movies as well.
Yeah. Probably be like, all right, Favreau, Filoni. More so Filoni than Favreau, probably, because Favreau has his own career.
Yeah.
As, like, a director and whatnot, so maybe not producing all these, like, who knows what he wants to do, but, like, Filoni should have been in charge of it. Clone Wars.
And the like how they have Kevin Feige in charge of the MCU.
Yeah, I mean, like, Filoni was basically George Lucas's protege, and like he hasn't missed a beat once in anything he's been involved with. Like, say what you will about Rebels, like there's still aspects of that show that are supposed to be really good. Yeah. I don't know, I haven't watched it. I only watched like first or second season, and it was okay, a little more kiddie than the Clone Wars is, but obviously the Clone Wars is just like a masterpiece, so.
Yeah. We'll just have to wait and see what Disney has planned. I mean, they confirmed Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
And they've confirmed other things, I think. I could be wrong. But, exciting stuff. Everyone loves Star Wars. Star Wars is right now in the weird limbo phase where people are like, well, actually, Star Wars is kind of bad. The whole internet is just kind of agreeing that most of Star Wars is bad. Mm-hmm. Especially the people that don't like The Mandalorian.
Yeah.
So that's really funny to watch because it's like they still, it's all like the Star Wars fans. They still really like Star Wars, but they're also like, this kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Which, you know, obviously the prequels have their ups and downs, and the sequels have their ups and downs. The original trilogy is just great.
Yeah.
And then, you know, people dislike the animated shows because it's quote unquote for children, and then people dislike The Mandalorian because it's, I don't know what their arguments are. But everyone has their opinion.
Yeah.
And that's all that matters.
Yeah. In other news, PlayStation 5 launch.
Yeah.
You got your iPhone 12?
Excited. I got a 12 Pro. It's a phone. It's good. It's a good phone. New camera, or third camera, 5G. You could tap the back to do things. It's square like the iPhone 5. I actually like the square feel better than the more rounded
Does
feel.
it play Fortnite?
It does, yeah. It plays 4K, 144 hertz Fortnite.
That's great, man. That's great.
Yeah. What else? Well, yeah, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
They keep changing the fuck.
I don't know.
I hate the names.
I don't care, but I don't know.
Yeah. New. Okay, I mean, this is more stuff that I'm interested in. Apple announced their M1 chip for their laptops, and that's a huge thing because they're no longer using Intel's processors. They're making their own. Nerd shit. The structure is very interesting. If you're into that, look it up. If not, I'm sorry for nerding out.
Yeah.
AMD dropped new processors, which are trumping Intel processors for the first time in a while.
Whoa. Trigger warning, dude. Trumping?
Oh, yeah. Beating. And also their graphics cards are apparently on par with NVIDIA's, but a little cheaper. You know, tech news.
Interesting stuff.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I saw an ad on Instagram. We were in the car. Gary was getting food. I saw an ad on Instagram. Harley Davidson's dropping a new bike.
Yeah, they're dropping a new bike.
It apparently looks like, okay, the whole idea is that it looks like the original Harley Davidson from like 1903, where it's just a regular bike with a motor engine. But
I think that's cool.
But it's an electric bike.
That is cool.
Yeah, it's an e-bike, so you could pedal it, but like it's assisted pedal, or you could just go full electric and just kind of zoom around. I would buy an electric bike if they weren't like upwards of $1,000.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't live in a, you know, where we live, in order to get somewhere, like you need to be using a car for the most part. But if I lived in like LA in like an apartment, I'd probably get a bike because it'd be easier to bike around places because everything's so close. But yeah, I started watching Fargo season 4, more of it. You haven't yet, right?
No.
It gets
because I started watching Curb.
Oh, you started watching Curb Your Enthusiasm?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, which is excellent. I love
It's hilarious.
How far are you?
Like episode 4 or 5 of the first season.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I had watched the first episode and the Porno Gill episode like a while ago. And then I just like sort of resumed from there, and it's hilarious.
Yeah,
and I've been watching Curb clips on YouTube.
Yeah, it's just such a good show.
And it's so funny.
Larry David is just a master at that sort of comedy, the awkward situation comedy.
Yeah.
He is so good at it. And of course, his bits are like reasonable. It's like Seinfeld, but like a bit more realistic. Because he's like, you know, one of my favorites is the cut and chat. So they're standing in line, and this lady comes up, and she's talking to the person in front of them, and he's like, whoa. I see what you're doing. Larry's like, whoa, I see what you do. You're doing the cut and chat. And she's like, what? He's like, you come up, you see a friend, you chat with them, and you cut in line. And then she's like, what are you talking about? And he's like, listen, lady, I invented the cut and chat, okay? And every bit he has like that is so well done. It could be, you know, it's a simple joke, but the way Larry talks and how he's a fucking dick, at least in the show, it's so good. And I love how he just gets his real life friends to do part, like Richard Lewis and Ted Danson.
Richard Lewis is hilarious.
Yeah. Larry, fuck you. See you tomorrow. That's in the latest season. It's so good. I fuck you and I hate you. I'll see you for dinner tomorrow. Yeah. That show, yeah. John Hamm's in the latest season. They're working on season 11. I think it's season 11.
I loved one of the episodes I watched is they're like leaving a tip at a restaurant, and there's like the captain tip and the waiter's tip, and he's like, well, I already gave a 20% allotment to the waiter. He's like, what the fuck are you talking about allotment? Like, it's so good. All these little things that he complains about, and then sometimes you find yourself agreeing. Mm-hmm. It's wait a second, why?
One of
why is this a thing?
I agree with the most is he complains about the stop and chat, where you run into someone you know, like somewhere, and sometimes it's just like you don't want to stop and talk to them, so you just go, hey, and you walk away. So one of the bits is like the guy he runs into obviously wants to stop and talk to him, but Larry doesn't, so the guy stops and Larry just keeps walking or something. And he's like, no, I don't have time for a stop and chat, and he leaves, and the guy's like, what? Who the fuck says something like that? So good. It's
always so funny.
If you haven't seen Curb Your Enthusiasm, watch that, as well as Seinfeld. Both are amazing shows.
And then the clips, when they're doing, like, whenever he has any of the Seinfeld cast members on, are always funny. Acting without acting. In the first season, the episode with Julia Louis-Dreyfus, where he just goes into their house.
Yeah.
He's like, no, I think it's over here. It's
such a good.
It's so funny.
It's so good.
I watched that clip where they're playing, like, a version of poker, where you have to call.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And at the end, he's like, you C-word. Oh, my God, you C-word. And everybody just gets him mad at him. And he's like, in the car, it's like, I guess I just should have called him a pussy.
Yeah. So good. Yeah, so I've been watching Fargo, and it's like, sorry, I just hit the legs of the table. It's like season 2, where it's more, is it season 2? Yeah, where it's more like mob things as opposed to just weird criminal activity.
Yeah.
And it's really good. I love it. I like the mob seasons more, especially this one, because there's a lot of guys with really heavy Italian accents. I just really like it.
Yeah, I need to resume and watch that. But as far as seasons go, I don't think anything captured quite my amazement with the show as the first season did.
Yeah, I'd say so too. Season 1 was definitely the most like, oh shit. Like,
this is amazing.
Yeah, like, and then the other ones have been really good, but just like not that good. In the meantime, while waiting for new episodes of Fargo and The Mandalorian and the new season of The Crown, I think that dropped, but I'm not sure, I started watching Doom Patrol. It's a weird show.
That's what I've heard. I've heard it's also very good.
It's good. Okay, so here's the thing. First of all, Brendan Fraser. Mm-hmm. He hasn't been around in a long time. And he's a good actor. He just kind of, I don't know, he just sort of fell off the world.
It's a bit of a meme now.
Yeah, but he's pretty good as Robot Man. But it does this thing. I guess I should say like the most obvious things. Some of the writing is really good, and some of it is just so bad. Some of it is like CW type writing.
That feels par for the course with a superhero show.
Yeah, that's the thing. Some of it is CW writing, and some of it is like excellent. Like, wow, I'm actually into what's going on right now.
Yeah.
And then the special effects are really bad. But that's because the first season was really low budget because no one really knew.
Yeah.
But what I really like about it is that it's set in like an extended DC universe where, Batman and Superman and all of them exist. But they're just these weirdos stuck in a house. And they go into the really weird aspects of the DC universe.
Curly Rod?
Not yet. But Cyborg's in there, and I gotta say, I hate how he's written. I bet the actor's a good actor, but since how he's written and his dialogue, fucking hate it. Nice. Good show, though. I'd say if you're into the weird, gimmicky comic shit, but a bit of a more, like, rough approach, they curse, shit like that, it's good. Think of The Boys, but slightly shittier writing and less of a budget.
Feels like everything's a version of The Boys now.
Yeah.
Because, like, when I was talking about Umbrella Academy
Yeah.
episodes back, I was like, think about The Boys.
Yeah.
But everything is, like, comparable to The Boys in terms of how different you want your superhero show to be.
But I think but I think Doom Patrol, the first season came out, like, when The Boys also came out.
Yeah.
So they weren't ripping each other off.
No.
It was just everyone.
Well, I think Umbrella Academy came out like the same year.
Yeah.
2018.
So it was just like they all just sort of like thought of the same thing at the same time, which is such a common thing in everything. I mean, fucking the people who invented the light bulb or whatever all did it at once.
Right. 2019.
Yeah. But yeah, it's an interesting show. But the special effects are very.
Speaking
very
of
bad.
all the comic book shows in Umbrella Academy, got renewed for season 3.
Yeah.
Let's go, baby.
Yeah.
There was no doubt in my mind that it wouldn't happen, but with all these show cancellations, I was a little worried.
Like Glow.
Like Glow, like whatever, you know.
But yeah, I'm glad that there's a third season because especially how the second season ended, where it's just a big cliffhanger. Like what?
Yeah, it's like if you ended it there on a show that's clearly like really good, I would have just been like, all right, I'm done.
Yeah. I would have quit Netflix.
Yeah.
Oh God. What did we watch? We watched Dazed and Confused.
The other night. Yeah. It's a good movie.
That movie was just so fucking weird. I hate it. Okay, you know what? I'll say this. It was a good movie in some aspects, but in other aspects, it was just the worst shit. But I guess I hated like the story because it was just so.
It's not a story.
It was just so strange.
Yeah.
And then it just sort of ended.
Yeah.
Like some plot points were not touched on. Some things just happened with no reason, and then it just ended. And I guess
that's what I enjoyed about the movie.
I guess yeah.
There isn't really a plot. It's just sort of like the movie just sort of flows.
Yeah, it's like here's
through.
this weird town.
It's not even. It's less the town and more so the time period, which is what I'm gathering.
Yeah, okay, that makes more sense. Okay, it's a movie set in the 70s. And basically,
76. Yeah.
Huh?
76.
Yeah, 76, and it was made in the 90s. And basically, there's like these middle schoolers that are ascending to become freshmen in high school, and then these juniors that are
ascending to become seniors.
And the ritual for the middle schooler,
there's initiation rituals basically for incoming freshmen.
So the incoming seniors, the guys, the boys, they go around town with paddles, and they whoop the shit out of these upcoming freshmen.
It's very college frat thing. It's very like It's very I said this a lot while watching it, but very 70s, where it's you can do whatever you want. Like the rest of the town was like, well, they're just becoming freshmen now.
It's the tradition,
It's what happens.
These basically grown men hunting down my children.
The main character, Randall Pink Floyd, is like, yeah, it happened to me too, man. Like,
yeah. And then the girls, the upcoming senior girls, like gather them up and they fucking treat them like shit, and then get them to do things with the senior guys. I don't know. It's just weird. It was so weird, but it was like, it was enjoyable in the sense of like, if you think about a very shitty, stereotypical 70s situation, that's what the movie is, and it's funny.
Yeah, it's very funny.
There are good bits.
The whole Matthew McConaughey character just makes me laugh. His
character had me on edge. Every time he was on screen, I was just a little disgruntled with him. He was just like, this weird mustache. Oh, God, I just couldn't handle it. But watch
days,
that.
Man.
Watch that if you're into weird timepieces.
It's a movie more for movie people, I guess.
Yeah, that's a good
It's
way
like
of putting it.
the mainstream audience, I don't think it would appreciate
you
it as
normies.
Much. No, I don't mean it that way. It's like an indie film. It's a cult classic. So that comes with most cult classics where it's like, it's not a mainstream thing. So.
Yeah, exactly. But it was an interesting watch, and I'm glad that I experienced it just so I can know what those kind of movies are like.
Yeah, probably the best soundtrack
Yeah, the
of any
soundtrack was
movie.
great,
Yeah.
except for the fact that we talked about this. They didn't have the song "Dazed and Confused" by
Yeah.
Led Zeppelin, which was like you really missed it. Your opportunity there.
There's a movie podcast that I listened to, and they were talking about how they wanted to use Led Zeppelin's "Rock and Roll" for the end of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when he listens to Slow Ride and they're driving off to get Aerosmith tickets, and Jimmy Page said yes, but Robert Plant said no.
Oh, really?
So like that's what the intention was, but they just played Slow Ride again.
Yeah, I hate how they played Slow Ride for the third time. They could have picked a different song. But yeah, it's just the end is like, oh, okay, it doesn't matter. Like, there's no point of saying spoiler warning because none of the movie matters.
It's a movie from the 90s too.
Oh yeah, that too. The end is like, oh, we're gonna go get some Aerosmith tickets, and they get in a car and drive away, and then the movie just ends, and this kid is listening to Slow Ride by Foghat, and it's just like, what? Like, it didn't end. It's just like they're
I think
going
that's what's
to
so
do
great about it,
another
though.
thing.
Yeah.
And I was sitting there like expecting it to just be another scene, and they were doing something,
And
and
it
then
ends.
the credits rolled, and I was just like, what the fuck is going on? But yeah.
I think that's what's so great about it, though. It's like relatable to a lot of teenagers where like the most important thing in your life, maybe not now as much, but it's like is Aerosmith tickets.
Right, yeah.
Like
you want to go do shit with your friends.
Yeah.
Life is not, you don't, every day isn't just some massive ending where like something big happened and then.
they're just going to go get Aerosmith.
it's just another thing.
That's what's great about it.
But yeah, funny, weird movie.
A lot of young Ben Affleck, Matthew McConaughey, like sort of like their first big like movie.
Yeah.
Even though at the time it wasn't a big movie, but you look back and you realize, oh, a lot of these people became like movie stars. Mm-hmm. It's cool.
It's good stuff. What else? What else have we been up to?
I mean, stuff.
Oh, there was a new Doom Eternal DLC, and I beat it and played it. It was good. I don't want to say anything, spoilers. Oh, actually, I will say this, though. It was, like, really fucking hard. Like, they upped the difficulty. Even, like, I played on the same difficulty I played on the original one, and I died so many times. It was just, like, so difficult. But it was fun.
It's nice.
It was nice to get some Doom in.
Very nice.
Very nice. My wife.
Oh, we watched Borat like a while ago. Did we mention that in the last episode?
I think we talked about Borat too. Yeah, subsequent movie film.
Borat. That was great.
Good stuff. Sacha Baron Cohen, and whoever else is involved with those. Borat. I saw this thing on. Reddit.
You don't even want to say it anymore.
I saw this thing, and it was like a Borat like ad. And you know how the ad is, he's like wearing a mask, jockey. Mm-hmm. But it's a poster, and then the mask, the part on his dick is like a mask dispenser. That was pretty good.
Yeah.
I like.
That's what you're meant. God, dude.
I didn't know it. I didn't know that till like a few days ago, and I saw it on.
That's funny.
Actually, I saw this shit on Twitter. What am I even saying?
Now you feel like a fool.
Using Reddit has now become a thing to mock people on Twitter, and
Ayman doesn't appreciate it.
no, it's fine. I mean, I understand it is a good meme, but it's just like now whenever I find something on Reddit and I say that, it's just like, oh, Reddit poggers epic moment. Oh, wait, I can't say poggers, I guess.
Yeah, it's racist.
Not to get political. Is that political?
Probably.
Weird Twitter shit.
No, it's funny because in the back of my mind, I was always making fun of you.
But you use Reddit too.
Yeah, I know, but that's what's funny about it because it's like you'd bring something up and I was like, oh yeah, I saw that already.
Oh right, yeah. That's the thing. We both be like, yeah, okay.
And it's like anytime you mentioned like a fact, I was like, oh, he got that on Reddit. Mm-hmm. Because I know instantly, even if I hadn't heard it or seen it on Reddit before, I was like, he got this off Reddit.
Yeah, that's true. Or I found something connected to it, and then I would like read a Wikipedia page and then find it on Reddit. I keep reading. I should start doing that. Get some Reddit karma.
Just reading Wikipedia pages?
Because I do that sometimes anyway, so I can be like, today I learned fucking, Hitler would shit himself occasionally or whatever.
Today I learned Matthew McConaughey's All Right came from the 1993 film Dazed and Confused.
The cult classic, yeah. And then I get a million updos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you post that on movie details, not today.
Yeah, not today I learned. And then it'll be like, wow. I saw movie details today, and it was like, it was about Adam Sandler in
His most recent film?
No, in the movie where he played a kid, a man that was in elementary school.
Oh, Billy Madison.
Apparently, he was actually like throwing the dodgeballs really hard at the kids.
Oh,
and the director was like, "You have to stop," and he would just like throw them as hard as he could at these children.
That's awesome.
It's like, what? Like, he can't. They were crying. They left set crying.
That's awesome.
There's a Reddit moment for you guys.
Yeah, Reddit moment.
Leave a like and a gold for that one. An upvote and a Reddit gold for that epic Reddit moment, guys. An updo. I think I'm gonna switch to not 4chan. What's the other one?
Talking about the far right Twitter?
Yeah, what's it called?
I forget.
Shit. I'm not gonna. That's a joke. I'm not a fucking far right.
Yeah, he is.
Guy. No, I'm not. Don't listen to him. It's not true. I promise.
What are we at?
Oh, Eric Andre.
What are we at?
35.
Wow. Feels like it's been an hour.
Yeah. We've been talking about a lot
Eric
of shit.
Andre, I mean, like, neither of us have watched it. What is there to talk about?
I told you I caught up. Except for the latest
you did?
episode. Yeah.
I didn't realize you told me that.
It's good. It's funny.
Yeah, obviously.
That's all. I don't want to ruin it for Garrett because he hasn't seen it yet. It's funny. It's good.
I mean,
They're
I've
good
watched
bits.
a few clips.
Yeah,
like,
Garrett's seen the bits.
It's as funny as it's ever been. Like,
Hannibal quits.
Yeah, he quits.
Yeah,
He's just,
they
I
get
quit.
Hannibal.
We were talking about when we were hanging out the other day.
Hannibal. Yeah.
Do you prefer him on the street or him in studio?
They both have their own charm.
Yeah, obviously.
I think the street stuff is is funnier because it's just like he comes up with the most jarring scenarios.
Ridiculous, absurd stuff, yeah.
And
seeing people's reactions to that is what makes it.
Yeah, seeing like normal people who aren't like if something like that happened in front of me, I'd be like, okay, this is obviously a bit.
And then the quick edits at the end of the bits where he always just does something with their face or
yeah. Those are hilarious. But the interview bits are really good when the person being interviewed is not in on it.
Yeah.
Because they're
or when they are in on it.
Yeah, sometimes when
like Tyler the Creator.
Yeah, or
like that's one of my favorite interviews.
What's his name? Was it Lance Reddick?
Yeah,
yeah.
comes back out.
The whole time, it seemed like he wasn't in on it.
But it turns out Eric wasn't in on it.
Yeah, and he comes out. He's wearing chains and his Star Trek visor, and I forgot what he says, but that was a good bit. Yeah, the Eric Andre Show is just such a good, like, weird, I guess, parody of talk shows.
Yeah. My favorite part of the Tyler Creator one is like when he starts crying, he's like, "We went through a lot today."
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, watch that if you want. I don't care.
Yeah, no, but like my whole thing with that is just seeing people's reactions to the most ridiculous, absurd stuff that Eric's comedy mind thinks of, just makes the entire show for me. Mm-hmm. Like the most recent clip I saw was him having cement shoes walking out of the river.
Yeah, that was so funny.
And
there's a mobster.
Tony Pizza walks up and he's like, "Hey, have you seen this guy?" And he's like, "Nah, man, I haven't seen him." Because Eric's peeking around a truck like, don't tell him. It's so good. And then he's like, "I'm going to get on my electric scooter powered by electric eels."
Yeah, it's just like, it takes such a random turn. And the people involved, like the random people involved are just like, what the fuck is going on?
Or when he gets stuck in cement, he's like, No, don't call the police. Don't call the police. Give me ice cream. And they bring it out to him. Like, I want sprinkles on it.
He's like, I need sprinkles on this. He's like, some good ice cream. Or, okay, the one where the lady's like walking out of the clothing store and he's like, oh, I just got, he's security guard. And then he starts putting lo mein in the bag.
It's store policy. I don't know what you want me to do.
So, like, did he just get away with ruining that woman's clothes?
I'm sure if the store was letting him do that, which I don't know if they were, but, like, they probably just gave her the items back. Or gave her, like, the same items. Like, they had to have.
I guess, yeah.
There's no way he got...
Or maybe he just paid for them.
That, too. Like, we don't know what happens after off
yeah.
camera. So I assume something like that happens where the store is like, no, we were just letting him do a bit.
Right, yeah.
Because he probably like if he's doing like store security, like if he was standing out there, like if I was the manager of a store, I'd call the police. Like this guy's pouring lo mein, acting like store security outside of my store.
It's my mama's recipe from Sicily, and it's funny because it's lo mein.
Yeah.
Like, what? And then she calls somebody, and she's like, he's just putting lo mein on my. Like, you don't have to describe what he's putting on your food. Just say, or on your clothes. Just say this guy is pouring shit on my clothes. I don't know why she had to go into detail of lo mein. It was funny though. It was good. He always finds the best people to fuck with.
Yeah. Anytime he's on the subway is a great bit too.
When he has the
rat.
Yeah.
He's like, I just couldn't. I had to save this little guy. But he's clearly like clean.
Pet smart rat.
Yeah.
So it's just like, okay, these people.
And everybody's like, yeah, clearly they're dumb because like he's like, I think he was like a brown coat, and usually like
street rats are gray.
Yeah. No. Well, not only that, they're like dirty.
Yeah, you could see their tails are fucked. You could see dirt and shit on them, and they're like, yeah. But like a pet rat, they're just cute little guys.
Yeah, because I've had a pet rat before, and when I saw it instantly, I was like, oh, those people are just like have never seen like not domesticated rat, but like a pet rat before.
Yeah, they're just stupid.
It's very funny.
It's very funny indeed.
Rats are cool pets.
Yeah, not as cool as chinchillas though.
Yeah, people out there, if you don't like rats,
fuck you.
Go to PetSmart and look at your local rat. They're cute, all right?
Yeah, go look at your local rat.
And they're clean.
Yeah,
they're clean if you keep them clean.
Yeah, it's like a dog can be.
Well, if you have them as pets, like they won't get dirty.
Yeah, because they'll just be in this.
They'll be in a cage.
Like, you change out their bedding.
Yeah,
it should be fine.
They're awesome.
But yeah,
they climb all over you.
Yeah,
they like being held too.
Yeah,
unlike some.
And they squeak. Hey, Kimchi's his own guy. Okay, he doesn't need you. Actually, chinchillas do like being held. It's just Kimchi's not
a bitch.
Whoa.
Yeah, I said it.
Jeez, man. Kimchi likes being held by me, okay? He's cool with me.
Yeah, but you have to, like, coax him into it.
Yeah, because he doesn't fucking
A rat will just come and pull up and be like, hey, can you hold me?
Are dumb. Would you want to be held by a giant person?
If I was his pet, yeah.
I wouldn't.
Like, hold me.
I wouldn't.
Well, it means you're being loved.
No. I don't want that. Why would I want to be loved by a giant person?
Well, what if it's like a giant fluffy thing? Like, what if it's a gorilla? He's like, come here, Ayman. You're like, oh. He holds you and he pets you.
He pets me?
Yeah.
He's
showing you some love.
I don't have... I guess I do.
Who's your good boy, Ayman? And he's like patting your head.
He gives me a little treat, a little biscuit. And I'm like, oh, and I eat it.
And then whenever, like, the gorilla's son is like messing with you, the dad gets mad because you're his favorite pet.
It's like those memes where it's like, Dad said he didn't want a cat, and now look at him. And it's like, Dad said he didn't want a human, and now look at him. It's a gorilla cradling a little human.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Well, okay, I saw one on Loader memes. You know that scene where Gandalf is at the top of Sauron's tower? It's been a while since you've seen it, but I know you've seen it. I know. But he has like the moth in his hand because he's like summoning the eagles. He's like, Dad, no, I don't want a moth. Dad and the moth. Good. And it's like Gandalf like whispering to it.
Okay, we're describing memes now.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry.
That means we've fully run out of material.
Yeah.
Well, it's been a hoot. It's been a toot.
Wait, what are we at?
43 minutes.
That's good. That's fine.
You guys enjoy this. This is enough podcast.
Yeah.
See ya.
Bye-bye.